Afternoon, Scott.
Good afternoon, Neil.
Belgium, Battle of the Bulge, 1944. American versus German.
Yeah.
This is the serious stuff. I'm playing the Americans. I think I picked the Americans this time because I don't get to play the Americans often when we play.
Why?
Because you always take them.
Oh, that's
Yes,
right.
you love the Americans.
Yeah, I do.
In this scenario, you're the defender. You're set up hidden here, but go ahead and talk your setup, and I'll just highlight the items.
Well, it's a real small scenario. I think I had one first line squad and 3 second line squads, and then one leader and a medium, I think. But I deployed one squad. You're limited on setup too.
Mhm.
Setup area. I just and set up the leader with the medium and a squad in a foxhole. Spread the rest of the guys out. Just try and cover as much of that open ground as possible. I set my Panzer III hidden up on the left there. Then
Which surprised the hell out of me when I found him.
Yeah, and I deployed one squad, and I took the half squad, and I set them up as far back in my setup area as I could. My plan was to, in my first movement phase, was just to run him towards the back, towards the top of the playing area.
Yeah, you can't see, but there's a couple woods hexes up there.
Yeah, because the victory, all I have to do is have one good order unit in a woods hex to win. So,
so the
little cheesy, but as it turned out, it didn't matter anyway. But yeah,
we talked about the wording on the victory conditions because I was afraid there at the end you would just drive your Panzer III up into the corner woods and just drive into the woods and win the game because that's what the victory conditions say you can do essentially. But we pretty much played it the way we thought it was, meaning infantry unit, but the victory conditions is literally as any German unit. But the picture here shown here is this is actually a screenshot from shortly into the game. I moved, well, I have 2 stewards. I'm moving from the bottom side of the board here, the south side of the board. I have 2 stewards, 5 first line squads, 1 first line half squad, a 9-1, and a medium machine gun who are all going to move on patrol basically, and you're all hidden. So I move one steward on the left with riders hanging onto the sides of that tiny little thing, and lo and behold, you have a Panzer III up on the hill, which really surprised me. I thought it would be somewhere else. So that's why. And then I started recording. That's why this is the screenshot to kick off the game.
Yeah,
but
I love doing that. I love doing that too when you have a hidden unit.
Yeah.
And it's just like the spider to the fly, you know. It's like you're moving on and slowly counting out your MPs and keep coming, keep coming. Stop.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. So my plan of attack was I was going to bring one Stewart up the left with a rider, which was risky. One I know was risky. I thought about doing platoon movement too. One Stewart up the right with a passenger, and then the rest of my infantry coming basically up the center, but kind of behind the woods where that German sniper counter is, under cover of that, and see where it went from there. So here we're kicking off the action. I already brought my Stewart up the left, and it got smoked, and the riders got smoked as well. And then I bring my other Stewart up the right, and you took a shot at the passengers, and you got a KIA. So we'd barely started. I'd lost one Stewart and 2 full squads, and I thought, how the hell can I win this at this point? But we pressed on.
Wow, it was a good thing we did too.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really think I had much of a hope, but all I needed was those 2 foxholes. If I could just break those guys, that was kind of the key. You didn't see it for some reason. The overlay I put on the board wasn't in your. You couldn't see it for
Right.
some reason.
No. No. Yeah, and I set up that way. My head was basically up my ass this whole game. Yeah, I didn't
Well,
even know. I mean, I read the scenario card. I knew there was an overlay on there, and I just thought you had it blended into the board. And we started playing, and then it's like I took a shot at you, and you're like, "Well, you can't
you can't even see me. You're like,
see
what?
me." I'm like, "Why?" Well, because there's an overlay there. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the victory conditions. I read the victory conditions. I don't know, half a dozen times, and I could have sworn it said multi-man counter, but as you pointed out, it was unit. So I mean, I made several mistakes in this game. That
I'm not sure that's what the designer intended because I don't know. The U.S. would be hard to win this one if it literally meant unit.
what? Yeah, we're still on your turn, but
Yeah. So I got my
I
stuff
mean,
up on the board and established.
yeah,
At least the ones that survived. Oh, you're bugging out.
yeah. Now it's my movement phase. Yeah, they're just gonna bug out towards the top of the board.
See, you're doing
Or-
exactly what I thought you might do if you interpreted it as unit, but do it with your armor later and just
Yeah,
drive
well,
back there.
even right there, I screwed up that other half squad. In hindsight, I should have took off towards the back left with them. Instead,
Hmm.
I was trying to just run to the right and reinforce. My Panzer III. I should have done the same thing with my Panzer III, but I thought I could come around and take out your other Stuart.
I
I
think I did
just
a
didn't have
motion
the.
check here, or a motion attempt, I think.
Yeah.
I was like,
No, yeah.
maybe not. Oh yeah, I did. I did a motion attempt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like I broke those guys in the foxhole, which gave me an inroad across the clearing there. So I was going to take it.
Yeah, it goes really south for the Germans in a hurry. You get some good die rolls. You were able to break both of those hexes.
Yeah, I think the rest of the scenario I spent chasing broken guys through the
Yeah.
woods or avoiding your fire from your Panzer III. Like your Panzer III was behind the woods. I
hmm
ran across there as soon as I could. I think he got a shot at this half squad. Yeah.
Yeah, I was able to break a couple of your guys here, but uh, that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I made too many mistakes in this one. Uh,
I think I was trying to surround this guy, get him for failure to route.
yeah, you just didn't have quite enough
I don't think I
movement
got it though.
factors. Mm-mm.
I think you're able to squirt out of it. Oh yeah, you broke your tank did a good job covering those guys on the right trying to get in. So here I'm taking my Stewart. I'm like I'm not gonna go toe to toe with Panzer because I'm more worried about your. Was that a half squad up there in that building?
Yeah,
I was more worried about him.
yeah, you went after the half squad.
Oh,
And
never
I
mind.
wasn't I wasn't too worried about it. I was in a wood building. I'm going to bring my Panzer III up there to take on your Stuart, and I figured that half squad could hang on for at least another turn, but not so much. Fired
That's
can fired canister at him once and broke him, and
yeah, yeah, and then you brought your Panzer up and they met their fate eventually. They got a good roll. So in the center, I'm still, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm dicking around with those guys in the foxhole. Maybe I
That
did.
was my
Maybe they did
leader.
get eliminated. Something just happened. Oh, did I jump into close combat? I want to take the foxhole counter off to look at it.
Yeah. I know. I think I had what do I have left? Well, I think still got the leader in there.
Yeah, we did close combat.
Killed my only leader. So now I'm leaderless. Got a bunch of broken squads. I think at this point I have one good order squad underneath your sniper counter there.
Yep. And the squad in X6, half squad still,
Yeah.
in your Panzer III. Here you go.
Yeah. Now I'm coming after your Stuart.
That's as far as you could get in that movement, I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
right,
was it.
right there, yeah. Conscript is bailing out. Excuse me. I have 2 broken squads in the end hex row. I don't know. I think one of them might have recovered at some point, but they were pretty much out of it. At least one of them was. Broke
Yeah.
the coax on my Stuart.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Now I'm just trying to think about how I can run away from you, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Try and stall for time, maybe somehow hang on.
That stack did a weird loop like that, but I didn't want to run through the woods near your Panzer III, so I looped around. And that guy's a conscript in V1. He didn't have the
Mm.
range to shoot at me. I looped out of his range and around to get away from your Panzer as well. Looked like a weird move, but there was a point to it. So I moved my
Oh
Stuart
yeah.
around the back of the building to get your guys to route back towards the action, and to protect myself from your Panzer III.
Well, at this point, I'm wondering what should I do with my Panzer III? Should I, leave it there and use it for infantry support, or should I go after your Stuart? Well, I don't know. I wanted to kill your Stuart, so I end up going after your
So there he
Stuart,
goes.
and yeah, and this didn't work out for me either.
No, it was the chance of me getting hit was fairly low because you were out of my line of sight until the last minute. And I have to rotate my turret,
Mm-hmm.
and I roll snake eyes. I was
Yeah.
just like, I'm just gonna take a shot, and then I roll a 3 on a 2 kill.
Boom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
up in smoke.
Yeah.
So yeah, all you have now, you have a squad in V1 that isn't broken. Oh, I just broke it, I guess. Or no, it was under DM, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I just ran around putting everything under DM. That was broken. And the fat lady's warming up.
Yeah, I'm just trying to route away from you, thinking, hoping I can get maybe a lucky self rally
Uh,
because everything's broken.
I jump into close combat and you rolled a 12.
Yeah, the vassal dice bot wasn't real kind to me in this scenario, but
We'll see.
I made a lot of mistakes.
We'll see what the tail
Yeah.
of the dice said, but I think this one was pretty dicey, from what I remember from the stats. And I think that was our conclusion after playing these two, from playing Striker's Charge and A Thorn in Your Side, the two Schwerpunkt Medal of Honor short scenarios. These scenarios, these tiny ones, are just too dicey. One or two
Uh,
die rolls either way, and the game could be done.
oh yeah, especially with the dice bot. Yeah, it can be pretty brutal.
So I think we're gonna try to avoid really small games like this for a while and stick to things that have a little more meat to them that can weather the fate of the dice bot. Here's
Well,
the
I usually like small scenarios too, but
here's the yeah, I do too. They're quick, they're fun, but they're just too dicey. So the tale of the dice. We actually both rolled really well. Our hotness scores are about the same, but you got three great rolls right at the beginning. You killed Stewart and a squad, then you smoked the riders on that other Stewart. But that seemed to be all you got. And then I got really good dice rolls when I needed them right at the end.
yeah, we kind of mine goes up, yours goes down.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But this one, I mean, it was dicey. We both rolled well, but good or bad rolls at just the right time can completely mess up a small scenario like this. I think that's what we learned.
yeah. Like I said, I had my head up my ass most of the time. I think we talked about it. I could have done some things different.
Yeah.
But
I think that's the case for every game once you look back at it. Our next scenario is we're back to the dying keyword, the art of dying. This is bigger scenario, Italian versus Russian. And for some inexplicable reason, you took the Italians.
ciao bueno.
Ciao.